Hello mammals! I'm gonna start this video with a few questions. Are you tired? Or lost, maybe? Or frustrated with the way things are? Or, certain things about your life? Or maybe even all the way to depressed? Or you just feel kind of depressing? Or you feel kind of tired all the time? Or you have too many headaches? Or you just feel like something is missing? Or some things are just wrong? Then this video will help you. Today I will give you a way to survive pretty much all the modern day bullshit, and not just survive it, to thrive in it. All the modern day BS that is destroying us. And you may be thinking, what bullshit, what are you talking about? Of course, the things that I'm talking about is the way we live, the way we think, the way we act. I can give a few examples. I'm talking about social media, ultra processed foods, not moving anymore, not thinking anymore, not philosophizing anymore. All the ways that our lazy artificial lifestyles are making us depressed and weak and fat and lazy and vulnerable and all these things. But not to worry, because I have a plan, a very simple plan, a very simple way of seeing things, and I'm gonna explain it right away. Okay, look at it this way. We have got the old world, so like the prehistoric world, when our species were still wild, and we have got the modern world with all our technology and stuff. The thing that will save us, you and me, is taking the good habits, the good things from the old world, pretty much the things that we have lost, and taking the things of the modern world that are good and combining those. Then we become really strong. So it's like 50-50. What I mean is, so be half caveman and half modern human. Let's start with the most important parts. The most important part of this video. I'm not gonna put it all the way at the end. Right away. Okay. I will tell you how to navigate our fucked up world. Because that's pretty much what it is. We have created an environment that a human being is not meant to be in. But it's not that difficult, okay? This is not some crazy plan. These are quite simple things. But you have to stick to them, okay? And you have to truly understand it, okay? I'm gonna go over the modern world, the good things and the bad things, and then the old world, the prehistoric world, the good things and the bad things. So let's start with the modern world and the bad things, because that's where all the juice is, so to speak. Number one is comfort. Comfort kills us. 15,000 years ago, or 20,000, 30,000 years ago, people died of too little comfort. Now we are dying of too much comfort. Sitting on chairs and couches all day, just sitting the entire day, or laying down, whatever. Not walking enough, not using our bodies enough. That's the thing, remember this. If you don't use it, you lose it. That's exactly what we are doing to our bodies. We're not using it enough, so we are losing strength, mobility, stamina, health, our immune system. The average person is not testing the limits of their body. It's not really constantly moving about. Number two, the digital world, of course. Our phones, TVs, laptops. We are consuming ourselves to hell. Constantly swiping on TikTok, binging Netflix series, overstimulating our dopamine systems. We are spending more time with our heads buried in our screens than living in the actual real world. How sad is this? Every second you spend on a screen, pretty much not real. It's not the real world. Now, in this time, we live 3 times as long as our ancestors, yet we don't even live at all sometimes. Because binging Netflix and just being stuck in this constant consumption of content, whatever it is, YouTube, TikTok, and Netflix, whatever, you're not living when you're doing that. It's such a waste. If you watch a movie every now and then, that's okay. But if you're overdoing it, which we are pretty much all doing, or at least a lot of people, then you're not living then. At that moment you're just existing, not actually living. So get your head out of the digital world as much as possible and back into the real world. Your own life is not as boring as it seems like. That's the danger of social media, movies, series. They're all designed to take our attention. And if you look at a series and movies, all these fantasy worlds and like Lord of the Rings, whatever, it seems so epic and amazing, and then you look at your own life and like, my own life is pretty boring. But that is very dangerous, because at some point you will find the digital world more interesting than your own life. You can't go that way. Get your head out of the digital world and make your own life as interesting as possible. Then, very important, number 3, our senses. We are made to be sensing machines. That is what life is. Life is an experience. And how do we experience life? With our senses. But our senses are being destroyed by our lifestyles. We are overstimulating our senses to the point where our senses become dull and weak. Let's start with the eyes. Of course, we are constantly staring at our screens and not at the birds anymore. How was the last time you took a really close look at the birds, the landscapes, the sunsets, the sunrises? This is a good rule to live by. You should watch more sunsets than Netflix. If you do that, then you know you're on the right path. And all the different colors that can be found. Be attentive, be aware, start seeing the real world. No wonder that so many people find their own life boring. They're not seeing anymore, even at each other. When is the last time that you took a really close look at, I don't know, your man, your woman, your child, your dog, your cat? When is the last time that you looked really closely at all the tiny little details in their faces? Can you even remember that? Because many people are so caught up in chasing dopamine, chasing entertainment, that they're not really paying attention to the real, raw stuff anymore. The time is also flying by if you're constantly consuming content. So then, the ears is another one. We are constantly pumping extremely loud music into our ears instead of listening to the bird sounds, to the bird songs. The calm wind or your own breath. Seriously, what was the last time that it was so quiet around you that you could hear your own breath, or that you could hear your own heartbeat? You can hear that, you know. It actually is a sound. But many people are living such hectic lives that they don't give themselves a break anymore to listen to their own body. Literally, you have to make it quiet sometimes. So quiet that you can hear your own blood in your head streaming through your veins, that you can hear your own heartbeat, hear your own breath, for your inner peace, you know. I swear, if you do that more often, reconnect with yourself, listen to your own body, and cancel out the noise, then you will feel so much better. Maybe your headaches will disappear. You will feel much more easy and rested. Give yourself a break from all the noise, okay? Another one, the nose, of course. People are spraying whole bottles of perfume in their face and lighting scent candles, which by the way also emit toxic chemicals and are expensive as hell, instead of smelling the flowers, the grass, the soil, and all the different scents of the forest, or even your own body scent. Every single human has their own unique little scent. I'm not just talking about sweat or dirty smells. Your own natural scent, you know, subtle scents. Or your own hair has also its own unique scent. But no, your hair has not its own natural scent anymore, because you're using deodorant, perfume, all this artificial extreme scents. It dulls your sense of smell. It's overstimulating. Or your dog or your cat. When is the last time you smelled them? I'm not talking about dirty smells like their shit. Their own fur. Especially, for example, I've had a lot of cats. Dog and cat people, they know this. They have their own unique scent. And they don't stink. Their own natural scent actually smells nice. And they all have their own different unique scent. Seriously, pay more attention to that. Smell the fur of your own animal more. Your dog or cat. I actually have one cat. She actually smells fresh in a way. It's so funny. It's just people don't smell shit anymore.
I smell something.
I can give an example. There was a time ago when I was in a living room with a few other people. They had the air fryer on. You have some paper in the air fryer to put the food on to keep the inside of the air fryer more clean. But the paper caught fire and I smelled it. And like they didn't smell it. And I was further away from it. I was more aware of the scents. My nose is just more sharp because they are constantly putting perfume and deodorant everywhere, every day, and just not paying attention anymore, not being aware anymore. Then, our mouth, of course. The only things we want to taste nowadays is as much fats and sugars and salt as possible. We don't really pay any attention anymore to the taste and the texture of our food, do we? We're just stuffing our faces and at the same time watching YouTube, and our attention gets taken away because we're, eating too quickly. And we're also probably, I'm guilty of this as well, not just eating, also watching YouTube or something at the same time. And not really being present in the moment, actually, just being aware of our food. Scanning our food, like tasting it, sensing the texture, being appreciative that you have yet another meal in front of you. Next time you have a good meal, I want you to do this. Sit down, especially when you're a bit hungry, because that's another thing. People are not hungry anymore. Just peckish and just craving. What is the last time you didn't eat? Like, for how long did you not eat? Just a few hours probably. I actually did a 30-hour fast. It was nasty. It was difficult, but at least I did it. When I ate again, I was appreciative of it. I was like, yes! So like, you're so much more aware of everything. The smell of your food, the texture, the taste. The fact that you have your life source right here. So privileged. So the next time when you have a meal, don't watch YouTube or the TV. Just be fully aware in the moment. Eat slow. Eat aware. Just think of all the starving people in the world and then appreciate how spoiled you are. It will make you more appreciative, okay? And more happy in the end. And then the last one, our skin. Touch. I think even here we are disconnected, out of touch. What is the last time you felt the grass beneath your bare feet? The dirt, the soil in your hands, the wind blowing in your hair. When was the last time you felt the rawness of life? Again, the grass, the dirt, the wind. What was the last time that you were really aware of that and appreciative? You know, the cold breeze on your face. These are the subtle moments in which you can, if you are aware, feel more alive than ever. Feel the leaves, the grass, the soil. Just start to feel more, okay? People are not feeling anything anymore. People are just, that's another thing. Overstimulated, distracted, too hectic. We don't feel, we don't see, we don't hear, we don't smell, we don't taste, we don't appreciate things enough. We're too focused on our phones, our screens, our thoughts, worrying about all kinds of stuff that doesn't matter at all. I would really advise to you, start feeling more alive again. Start to feel that you are alive, because one day you won't be able to do that anymore. Or because you're dead, or already before that, when you're so old, you're just tired, you're about to die. But now you're still young. If you are probably, you know, I don't know, depends. My audience is relatively young, about the same age as me, but if you are still young, especially if you are still young, feel that you are more alive. Because I don't think that people are doing that nearly enough. Constantly distracted, dopamine systems are fried. Start using your senses again. Feel with your skin, see, smell, hear. Just be aware of just everything, man, in life. And you can especially do that the best in nature and not an extreme, hectic, loud, noisy environment. Alright, man, now let's move on to the good things about the modern world. Because it's not all bad, of course, it's not all shitty. There are some things that you can definitely take advantage of, especially compared to the old world. Number one, it's much easier, of course, to survive. Especially for us, you know, spoiled motherfuckers. It's much easier to survive and to be comfortable. That same comfort kills us now, but okay. Number two, of course, we live much longer. People used to, you know, get 30, maybe 40 years old. Now we can live to 100, 110. You know, we have vaccines, hospitals, better healthcare, all this stuff. Alright. Number three, we have easy access to the healthiest foods and unlimited clean drinking water. It depends, of course, again, where you live in the world. There's still millions and millions of people that don't even have clean drinking water. If you are here watching this video, you're probably spoiled enough that you have that. You know, food, clean drinking water, a roof above your head, a bed to sleep in. Then you are already among the most spoiled people on earth. You and me. Number four, we can get, that's the thing, like, we can travel. We can get to the other side of the world in a matter of hours. That was impossible, of course. 30,000 years ago, they migrated a lot, but we can see the entire world. That's a great privilege. So, of course, number five, maybe the biggest privilege of all, we have now cats and dogs. Come on, dude. What would our life be without cats and dogs? You know, you thought I was gonna say coffee, but nah. Our bestest friends. So, of course, number six, technology. Damn.
Technologia!
Of course, as I said earlier in this video, it's of course a huge trap as well. It can destroy your life, it can destroy your brain. But it's pretty awesome as well. It is the very reason that I'm here able to talk to you. That I can make this video and send this message to you. And we have awesome nature documentaries because of technology, because of cameras. Now the old world. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit here. The old world, the prehistoric world. Back in the days of our wild ancestors. What are the things that they did better than us now? This is what I meant by being half wild and half modern. You cannot be 100% modern, because then you will suffer the modern day bullshit. The depressions, the anxiety, all the shit that is not necessary. If you are 100% modern, you will be only 50% strong. The other 50% strength lies in the old world, in nature, like our ancestors. And this is not some primal talk bullshit like the Liver King. You don't need to, start to eat liver, walk outside always without a shirt, do all kinds of crazy stuff. What I'm talking about is this. Number one, moving. Of course, moving. Obviously, our lifestyles nowadays are extremely lazy. They're getting more and more lazy. Obesity is still on the rise. Of course, here and there it's getting lower, but still it's on the rise globally. People dying because of it. So, move more. They and our ancestors used their bodies constantly, of course. They had really good stamina, they were strong, they had to be strong, otherwise they would die. Now, if we're not strong, we don't really die anymore. The pressure to move your ass is not really there anymore. We can wait it out for so long before we get diabetes and die. You can go decades without really moving. And in the wild, you would die right away. So, yeah man, and then of course number two. Being in nature. This is maybe one of the biggest and most boring topics of this entire video. Be in nature. It's where we all come from. It's where we still belong. It's where your mind feels the best, the calmest, the most relaxed. 30,000 years ago, there was nothing else than nature. There were no cities, no hectic environments, just nature. That was the only thing that existed. They had a really strong connection with nature because it was their home. It was their playground. It was their only environment. It was their whole world. So number three, they were social. Probably even more social than we are now sometimes. I mean, we have social media, but there's nothing social about social media. They lived in pretty big families, as clans, and they directly depended on each other for survival. So their bonds were probably really strong. They were really close to each other. So number four, they were real explorers. Of course, I said that one of the privileges of now is we can travel the world wherever we want, whenever we want, in only a few hours. But a lot of people want that, but they're not doing that because they're stuck, I don't know, in their lifestyle, in their job, whatever. They explored the lands, the world. They migrated far and wide throughout Europe and Asia. They saw new landscapes, new animals, new plants, new challenges. That's another thing, man. You don't have to travel the entire world, but get out there. Even in your own place, your own little nature area, take a different route. Go somewhere without thinking. Just go, explore. Who knows what you might see? Migrate, be like our ancestors a bit more. Explore. That's so good for you, man. There's actually scientific evidence that new experiences are good for your brain, and it creates new pathways in your brain. It's exciting, gets rid of depressions and stuff. It's so good for you. I can say this for myself as well. There's a new nature area that I haven't totally explored yet. There's so many new things. It's so exciting when you come into a new place, new nature area. You don't know what animals you might see. You don't know the paths yet, how big it is, where to go. It's so exciting to just a new part of your life. So go out there and explore and be wild. Number five. They lived accordingly to their instincts and their biological clock. They lived with the rhythm of nature, not against nature. Now we are living against nature. They lived with their bodies, with the sunrise and the sunset, with the seasons, with the wildlife. They were all part of it. And now we are stubborn motherfuckers and we go against it all the time. When it gets dark outside, on come the lights and the entire world lights up, and we don't go to bed till midnight or even later. No wonder that you are having a headache constantly, or you feel just sluggish and tired all the time. You're not living with your body anymore, or with nature, your biological clock. Feel your own rhythm more. Be more in tune with nature. Sunset, sunrise, the seasons, the nature, the wildlife, your own body. Listen to your body, man. When you're tired, go to sleep. When you have a headache, give yourself a break. Put away the phone, or at least go read a book or something. That's not really damaging for your brain. Now, there are of course also things that they struggled with that are much easier now. Of course, number one, they had to risk their lives for almost every meal. Every bit of food that they wanted, they had to go risk their life to hunt a mammoth or flee from the jaws of a saber-toothed tiger. Number two, they, again, as I said early in this video, they lived only to 30, maybe 40 if they were lucky. They were more vulnerable to the elements of nature. Cold, disease, predators. starvation. Now we can outrule those things more. We can live to 100. So, but hold on, we can still, and that's the 50-50 thing, be half wild, half modern, still use those things. I'm not talking about starvation, I'm talking about intermittent fasting. We're eating too much now, too frequently. Do intermittent fasting sometimes. I'm not talking about 48 hours, I'm only talking about maybe 10 hours, 12 hours. That's really healthy already to do that sometimes. When was the last time that you really felt like, oh man, I'm hungry, I can really eat a big meal? Use the elements of nature. Back in the day, people were exposed to it too much, but now we're not exposed to it enough. So there's a sweet spot somewhere. You still have to be exposed to the cold, the wind, the raw stuff of nature. Being hungry sometimes, being tired sometimes. To be exposed to nature enough, and then you are fucking strong. Like, you got both worlds, you got both strengths. You combine them, oh man, you are superhuman then. Now, the conclusion of this entire video. The whole point of this message is to take, of course, the good habits from the old world and take advantage of them. Especially protect yourself against the modern day bullshit, all the dangers. That's the thing, man. Look, in evolution, there's of course evolution in our brain, in our DNA. When we see a tiger or a big wild animal, we go, oh shit. Because it's in our system, in our instinct. We immediately know, oh, that's danger. We're starving, danger. It's extremely cold, danger. But our phone, does this look like danger? No, of course not. Yet it is. But in a totally different way. That's the danger of our modern world. Where our brain doesn't recognize our phone, Netflix, TikTok, processed food. It doesn't recognize that as potential danger, but it really is. In a much more sneaky way. If a lion comes charging against you, that's not sneaky. It's like as obvious as it can be. But when you are doing bad habits for a few minutes a day, again and again and again, for months and years, that's very sneaky and very subtle. And it destroys you, your body, your brain. It's so easy to survive now, yet we are dying anyway. We're depressed and chronically ill and chronically stressed and worrying about all kinds of little tiny bullshit things that don't really matter. And that's the subtle dangers of our modern world. And our brain has not adapted to that yet, of course, to recognize that as a danger. Man, I'm talking about the screens, the materialism, the opinions of other people, the fast food, the comfort, the constant overstimulation of our dopamine systems, the constant consumption of products, information, ideas, foods, the news, entertainment. Calm the fuck down, man. Too hectic. There's too much shit coming to you. Like, block it out as much as possible. Calm down. Apply this video and then I would say, welcome back to the real world, man. So much better. Then one day, when you are at the end of all things, when you're old and at the end of your life, you won't be afraid. You won't be regretful. You won't be afraid to die because you have lived. And you have conquered your mind, built your body, explored the world and lived your life. You've done all the things, so don't fall in these traps too much. And be in control. Be wild, be strong, take advantage of the good things of nature. Be like half caveman. And of course, look at this sun. And of course, take advantage of the modern stuff. All the information we have now. The books, the research, the nature documentaries. The privileges of our modern world. Half caveman, half modern human. That's the balance. Where you can be the strongest you can ever be. We can always discuss this topic further in the comments. That is it for now. I gotta say what I would say. Let's make the planet green again. And I'm gonna see you in the next video. Stay wild.